Have you ever found yourself putting off going to the civil servant's office to create or renew important documents like driver's license, land certificates, or passports? Yes, we all know these documents are essential to our lives, but we often postpone going to the offices to create or renew these documents because we are simply not keen on having to travel far to these offices, queue in long lines, before going through lots of checkpoints in order to get these documents done. Around the world, bureaucratic processes can be really inconvenient because they're inefficient and sluggish. Bureaucracy can also be corrupt, with officials asking for bribes or commissions. Due to the corrupt nature of bureaucracy, citizens with no money can get ruthlessly blackmailed and bullied, when all they need is simply to get an essential certificate issued or get their basic needs met. Now, the decentralized nature of blockchain can potentially accelerate bureaucratic reform and mitigate the rampant corruption in various public institutions around the world. This can also make document processing more convenient for citizens, something which can also be applied in countries with little or no corruption but with slow bureaucratic processes. How do the blockchain technology do it? I will talk to our IT expert Adela Negara to discuss the subject. Okay, Adela, so what is decentralization and then how does it differ from the centralized system?
Well, I think it would be easier for you to understand about decentralization if you know what decentralized means, because most of the technology use centralized ways. Centralization means a control of an activity or organization under one single authority. So the key word here is one single authority. For example, the bank or the government. On the other hand, decentralized means there is no one single source of power, which means everybody holds the same power. For example, the blockchain, the torrent.
Okay. And then because the decentralized system has no single authority, so how will it help bureaucratic processes?
Well, the decentralized ways will automate the document management. So let's say if you want to buy a house, in traditional way, what you have to do if you want to buy a house is that you have to go to the notary. You have to wait for the document to get signed, and then if you find a house from the brokers, you have to, having a 2 or 20s meeting with the broker to really tell them what you want, and that, in the end of the day, that will cost a lot of energy, a lot of money, and with using the decentralized power in the document management, all you need to do is you as the buyer and the house owners. So once the requirements are met, the system will directly declare that you are the owner of the house.
Okay, so I think that will make all bureaucratic processes more efficient.
And definitely.
Yeah, and then it will reduce the cost because no transportation costs because it's automatic.
And no commissioned.
Yeah,
because you don't need to trust a middleman to do that.
Yeah, because it completely removes the middleman. Yeah, so no extra costs. So if the house is worth 1 million, you will only pay like 1 million US dollar, without the extras. And that sounds really interesting. So in general, how will decentralization accelerate bureaucratic reform?
Well, like we talked about earlier, because this is automate the document management, you don't need to trust the middleman to do the process. It will make it faster, make it more secure, and of course, in some sort of way, it make it cheaper.
And available 24/7 and during the weekends, right? So very efficient when you need something to be processed urgently. Let's say you have to travel somewhere for your work tomorrow.
And you don't need to waiting and queuing at the office.
Yeah.
To wait the document, is it ready or is it not?
Yeah. Don't have to waste your time and waste your money as well, unnecessarily. Okay, so Adele, thank you for our discussion this afternoon. It's really interesting. Seems like decentralized systems have a lot to offer to bureaucratic reform. And then, of course, to stay abreast with the latest developments of the decentralized systems, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Blockchain Zoo. And then if you have questions or suggestions on topics which you want us to discuss in our next episodes, also please leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you and see you again.